Welcome to Real Talk Realtors, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of real estate with a mission to empower and educate realtors like you to build thriving businesses rooted in integrity and community. I'm Laura.
And I'm Amanda. We are two seasoned real estate agents in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. Together, we are dedicated to elevating the real estate industry, making a real positive impact on our communities. Get ready for candid discussions, expert interviews, and a healthy dose of inspiration.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Laura.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. I am so excited for our very first episode on the Real Talk Realtors podcast.
Yes, me too.
It is going to be a lot of fun. So for this first episode, we're going to take some time to just introduce ourselves, talk about our real estate stories, how we got into the game, why we wanted to start this podcast, what it's going to be about, and then we'll share some fun facts about ourselves.
Perfect.
At the end.
That sounds good.
So first and foremost, why don't you kick us off? Tell us your name again. When you got into real estate, what did you do before real estate, and what kind of prompted you to join this industry?
Okay, yes. So I have been an agent for about 7 years, and the actual reason that I got into real estate was kind of, well, let me back up. So before real estate, I ran in-home childcare. So I ran basically a preschool out of my house. I had done it for about 16 years.
It takes a special human.
Yes. I love it though. Like I totally thrived.
So like babies to what, 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds or what? Okay.
Yeah. So, and it was perfect because I had my kids young, and so I didn't have to send them to daycare. And of course, finding a job when you're young and have kids, and being able to afford daycare was really hard. So that's why I got into childcare in the first place.
Okay. Make some money with
Yes.
kids at home.
Yes, exactly. And so it was, it's perfect. I loved it. We were busy. I always had, I had kind of like a large license. And so I had anywhere from 6 to 10, 12 kids at a time, including my 3. And it was perfect. But it got to the point where my kids were getting into middle school and kind of getting a little bit older, and we kind of went through some mental health struggles with them getting into adolescence age. And so it just kind of really dawned on me. I hadn't really been able to do anything with them, like when, like going to school, like I didn't get to go to like class parties and help out.
Didn't have the flexibility.
Had no flexibility. And so thankfully our in-laws were very close. And so they, kind of stepped in, and a lot of times, teachers or kids' parents always thought that grandma was mom. So that was a little bit heartbreaking sometimes because, you're the mom and you want to be there. But so when my kids got to be older, I just realized I've got to do something else because I really wanted to be there for them. I felt like it was like almost they needed me more then than when they were little. And so, but I didn't know what to do because I had only done childcare. I didn't have a degree. And so I was kind of stuck trying to figure out, okay, who do I want to be? What do I want to do? And with the skills that I have. And it was actually my father-in-law who said, why don't you be a realtor? I'm like, what? No way. Like, why would I want to do that? But once he said that in my head, it was kind of funny because I kept seeing friends on Facebook who had been licensed maybe for a year or two, and they looked like they were doing really well on Facebook. They had, always doing open houses, always were posting houses, and just, I thought like, oh, well, surely if she could do it, then I could do it, right?
Yeah.
And I had the experience of running my own business, so I knew what it was. I also, kind of on the side of childcare, I had my own cake baking business. So I've made anywhere from like birthday cakes, I did wedding cakes, all kinds of cakes, and I grew that from scratch and from social media. So I felt like, okay, I got the social media stuff down, like I can grow a business, right? And so I said I didn't really tell anybody, I said, okay, well, I guess if I can pass the class and pass the test, then I guess that's what I'll do. And
Okay.
so I did.
So you went and took the class.
I
passed the test.
I passed the test.
Was your family surprised?
No, no,
Okay.
no. And so that was that.
Was it as easy as you thought it would be?
It wasn't too bad. Yeah, for me, like the class was easy. I did pass the test the first time, and so I felt like okay, it was a lot of kind of common sense stuff,
But like
and-
starting the business side.
No, that was not easy. And I had no idea really what I was getting myself into. Literally had no clue. And I just thought, oh, you show houses and people
like
come
so
to
much
you
fun.
and want you to sell their
HGTV
house.
And,
yeah. And no, that was the hardest 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
Like I probably cried more my first 2 years of real estate than I had in my whole life.
Oh, I cried a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I have also been in business, let's see, since 2016. So what does that put it? 7? Is that 7 years also? Did you start in 2016?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, same here. But I was in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And so I started my real estate journey there. Prior to real estate, I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And then I got a job also. I didn't have a degree. I didn't have whatever. And so my husband got a job as a pastor. And he went from a job with really great benefits and pretty good pay to being a pastor. And you don't do that for the money.
Right.
So we were kind of like, okay, I've got to go back to work if we're going to make this work. So I got a job at a place called Variety Care, which was like a medical place in Oklahoma, in their payroll department.
Okay.
But kind of the same as you, I was stuck at a desk from 8 to 5 every day. I can't stand being stuck to a desk. It is not meant for me. That is not my personality. And so I made it about a year before I was like, I have to do something else. But I actually did grow up with a real estate background.
Okay.
And so my mom was a realtor for a while. So I remember going on showings with her and going up to her office after school and sitting on the floor and like doing my homework. And
I had no idea she was a realtor.
yeah. And so after she was only a realtor for about 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
She was a single mom, and so the fluctuating income was just really hard on her. So she got a job as the office manager at a real estate office.
Okay.
And so I got to know a lot of the agents in the building. And then eventually when I turned 18, I became a personal assistant to a realtor for about 2 years.
Okay.
So I really learned a lot of the background to the business, doing that, a lot of the contracts, and kind of like what it takes to really run this kind of business. And so left that, got married, stay-at-home mom, got the Variety Care job, and then was like, I've got to do something different, and kind of went back to my roots. And was like, I want to give that a go. And so my husband, shout out to Caleb, was super supportive. Was like, just do it, like just dive in. We're not doing the like working full-time while trying to start my business thing. I quit my job, I got my license, and I just jumped right in. And thankfully, from some of that past experience, I did have kind of an idea of how to get that business started. And it took off pretty quickly. I think I had 5 closings in my first 2 months, which is kind of unheard of.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
It was really just felt like God just blessed like us just diving in and taking that step and listening to where he was leading us. So that was kind of the background for me and why I got started. Of course, it's not always been that smooth.
Right.
I've rode the roller coaster of real estate.
It's up and down all the time.
You have all the transactions and then you have nothing and then, back and forth. But so why this podcast then? So what kind of prompted us to want to jump in and start this crazy thing? And I will start with a little background to that. Amanda and I are both on the leadership team at our brokerage, Martin Realty Group. And I am the agent development director, meaning I do all of the training and education for our brokerage. And Amanda, you?
I am the agent recruitment retention developer. And so I help recruit agents, go through the recruiting process. So when we onboard an agent, just kind of the initial interviews, kind of seeing if that agent is going to fit well within our brokerage and our community that we've built. And then also the retention. So, making sure that our agents are getting fed what they need to be fed to grow and to just really develop themselves and kind of retain them. And
you also bring a lot of the fun.
I bring a lot of the fun. Yes, so I love to plan events and put on parties, and so we do a lot of the fun things like that. So
yeah. So every year, the brokerage puts on a leadership retreat for the leadership team. There's 5 of us. And so we go away for a couple of days and we plan the year out. And so at our leadership retreat in 2023, we were in the hot tub. Yes, there's a hot tub at our leadership retreat. And we were just talking, though, about how can we bring more value to the agents that we're supporting.
Yes.
And how can we do it in a efficient way?
Yeah.
Because we're both moms to lots of kids.
Yep.
We are both wives.
Yep.
We run businesses.
Yep.
We're involved in our churches. We are involved in our communities. And we have a lot on our plates already. And then we're on the leadership team as well, leading other agents in a big way. And so how can we add more things and bring more value in the most efficient way?
Right. And not only that, but like helping those agents bring value to their clients and to the public, because there's really, real estate realtors get a really bad rep for just, being overpaid and not value. There's no value to using a real estate agent.
We did. We opened the door.
Yeah. Or put a sign in the yard. Yeah. Like you didn't really have to do anything.
People only do. So yes.
You make so much money.
So how do we bring that value to them so that they can bring it to their clients?
Yes.
How do we bring integrity to our businesses?
Yep.
How do we do things the right way? Train our agents to do things the right way the first time.
Yep.
So that we're not guessing and just grasping at straws. Because that's a big part of our industry is that we can get our license and we can sell a home.
Yep.
There is no middle point, and there should be.
They just throw you to the wolves.
There should absolutely be some accountability. There should be some mentorship.
Yep.
There should be some coaching. There should be some extra education in there. And a lot of times there's not. Thankfully for me, whenever I joined back in 2016, I was paired with a mentor. And she walked me through my first 20 transactions. That was the requirement in that brokerage.
Wow.
To sign up for 20 transactions. And so I split my commission with her for 20 transactions. But I learned so much. I had somebody to hold my hand and walk me through every step and teach me a lot of things that there's no way I would have known on my own.
Right.
So that's kind of what this is for the agents out there that don't have that privilege of having a mentor and somebody that can guide them and help them. We hope to be your mentors and your guides. So that's a big part of the why for me. Any other?
I will have to say, so one of the reasons I joined as a solo agent was because, I thought I had a side business. I thought I could do it all. But really, you can't. Like, getting into this business was so hard. You really have to have a really good mentor to be there with you and to help you. So that's why I love our brokerage so much, because there is just so much value given and so much direction and camaraderie. And, it is truly, because it can be a very lonely business, and it's a dog-eat-dog business too. Like, there is so many agents in the DFW Metroplex, but with our team, our brokerage, like nobody is competitive against each other. We all share secrets, and we all share value with each other, and we're there for each other. And so to me, that's just really important.
We choose relationship with each other and community over competition.
Yes.
And over getting another sale or anything like that. The culture within Martin Realty Group is so important to the leadership team that we will and we have let agents go because they didn't meet our culture or our values.
Yes.
And that's not like that at every brokerage.
No.
Some brokers do choose to keep agents that are selling houses so that they can make money versus protecting the culture within the group.
Yeah.
And so that is something for sure that I love about our brokerage is protecting that culture and making sure that we have a very family atmosphere.
Yep.
That we support each other. We are not here to take clients from each other.
No, definitely not.
That is number one way to get your exit ticket
It
would be to steal clients. But on the opposite end, we help each other. Like if I'm out on vacation, I know I can text the group and somebody will step in and show houses for me. And
Absolutely.
I don't have
There's
to
someone
worry.
always there.
Yeah, and I don't have to worry about that person like poaching a client
Yep.
or whatever. So that's definitely huge. So those are just a few reasons why we really love our brokerage and the things that they provide. But that mentorship, I think, was the biggest thing there that we were talking about. Is finding that person that can be there for you, answer questions, hold your hand. So biggest advice to the new agents out there: find a mentor, somebody that you know, like, and trust that doesn't mind being your point of contact, and that might be your broker, but if you're at a larger brokerage, your broker may not be able to be that person. And so interview people, find somebody that can do that for you. I think that that's going to be huge for you and your business. But we also want to be that person to a degree. You probably need somebody in your state, your local, where you are to like answer contract questions, but we hope to be here for you as a source for lead generation, growing your business, caring for clients, customer service.
Yes.
How do we build this business in a relational way? How do we do all of those things? Run our business on a day-to-day basis, like all of those questions. So if you are new or a seasoned agent and you have questions or there's something that you want us to go over, feel free to text or email us. We'll put our contact information on the screen. But we're really excited to dive into this podcast with you guys. We hope you come back every week.
Yes.
Every
other week?
Every other week. We hope to come back every other week. If you're here every week, you'll miss us half the time. We hope you come back every other week. Monday, we hope you come back every other week, every other Wednesday, the first and third Wednesday of the month. We will release another episode with something new and exciting for you. So,
yes, I cannot wait. This is going to be such a fun ride.
It's going to be a fun ride. It'll be a bumpy one, but we'll get there.
Together. We'll get through it together.
I never know how to end these. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It'll be fun. We'll cut some of that together. It'll be okay.